Well, good evening and welcome to a very special edition of live softball action coming to you from Anembo Park in Mount Barker, the Hills Softball Association. James Harris here, and alongside me is Sam Williams calling all the action. We'll have a couple of special guests on the mic throughout the night, but let's start off with you. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you very much, James. Just happy to be here, happy to have the opportunity to call this game with you on this what's turned out to be a beautiful summer evening.
It's amazing, an amazing night. I've got the jacket on, I've got the hoodie on, but other than that, the sun is shining. The diamond looks terrific, looks ready to go, and so are the teams. We'll go through the lineups in a moment, but it is the NFA Pirates versus the Mount Barker Redsox. We'll touch on the NFA Pirates in a moment, but don't the Red Sox uniforms look magnificent as Jared Farrell throws down the first pitch for the Red Sox in the CFS uniform.
Yeah, the Red Sox have really pulled out all the stops here. It's great to see them really getting behind the CFS foundation.
And that one's a little low for a ball. Yeah, tonight is all about the CFS and the CFS Foundation. So we're raising some money. So we're going to get a link. We'll pin it to the page and the broadcast. So you can go straight onto it and you can donate and you can support a magnificent cause, the Country Fire Service here in South Australia. Farrell with his first strikeout of the game, of course, a former Australian representative. So expect to see pace, expect to see strikeouts from this great man leading the tide for the Mount Barker Red Sox. He's pitching to Riley Carianis, Luke Moyle at first, Dan Peterson at second, Andrew Storr at third. Don't know much about him, actually. Riley Lucas at shortstop. And the outfield left to right, Angus Wilson, Liam Lucas, and Joey Fabian. That's your Red Sox defensive lineup.
That's right. We've got the second Pirates batter here, Mitchell Butler. Bit of a low one there. Mitchell recently represented Hills in the A grade at the Senior State Championships and had a very good competition from all reports. So definitely one to watch with the bat in his hand tonight.
Yeah, saw him in the live stream coverage of that grand final. Actually, I was on the diamond at the time, but yeah, he's really lifted his game. Has a cut at that one, and he'll go behind in the count. But yeah, starting shortstop, he's got a great glove, and he can move around the bases as well. Hit a couple of home runs I saw as well over the course of the weekend, so in good touch. Go down swinging here, and Riley Carianis will tidy up and throw it over to Moyle for the second out. Well, I would say that majority of the players playing tonight played in that state championship because it was the Hills that led the way, right? They had 5 teams playing at the state championships.
Yeah, absolutely, and very, very heavy representation from both the teams you see here tonight, both from the Pirates and from Red Sox. In both of the Hills Division 1 sides that represented down at Senior State. So these boys are really in form at the moment.
Here's Josh Goodman, another big hitting player. This one in the left-handed batter's box, watches that one for a called strike. So again, Farrell going to work quickly. He's ahead of the count. And a strikeout for 3 strikeouts from the first 3 batters for Farrell. And pretty good start from the big guy.
Yeah, look, I mean, you're always going to be hard up against it going against Jared Farrell. I mean, he is just one of those names that is absolutely synonymous with softball in South Australia and indeed further abroad.
There's a few images on screen now of the CFS and the work that they do. They're on the front line, emergency services workers and their volunteers. Sam, how good is that?
It's absolutely unbelievable stuff, the work that the CFS do, particularly in areas like the Adelaide Hills and Kangaroo Island. You know, we live amongst the beautiful bushland out here, and we have these people to thank for protecting us and protecting our sort of way of life out here.
There's the CFS Foundation on screen there. So support the CFS Foundation. You're supporting the volunteer network of emergency services workers in South Australia. Well, Brett Atkinson is doing the pitching tonight for the Pirates. They've got a couple of pitchers in their roster, haven't they? But bit of a veteran now.
Absolutely, yeah. He's been at it for a great many years and is someone who is just continually honing his craft. He has beautiful control of the ball, great movement, and I don't think there's a pitch that exists that he can't pitch if he puts his mind to it. So
great variation of pace as well. Just quickly around the diamond for the Pirates, Brett Atkinson to brother Peter Atkinson, Josh Goodman at first, Joe Harvey at second, Cooper Goodman at third, Mitch Butler at short, and outfield left to right is Darryl Elliott, Hayden Johnson and Nick Sexton. Luke Moyles leading off for the Red Sox. He's in the left-handed batter's box. Former junior South Australian representative.
Liam Lucas.
Maybe there's a change in the order. So.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
No, I got the lineup earlier today, so we'll have to change those on our scorecard. We got Liam at 1 and Luke at 2, whereas Luke's leading things off tonight.
Here's another one who had, from all reports, a very, very good senior state champ competition. Very handy with the bat, good safe hitter, very quick around the bases. Definitely one the Pirates are going to have to watch out for here.
Yeah, he's a tough out. He knows his zone very well. Pulls this one, but goes foul. Good crowd already starting to build. It's first of a doubleheader tonight as well, as we'll see the Premier League play their third year in a row here at Anembo Park, Hills Heat. Here, Luke Moyle to the backhand side of Joe Harvey. We'll speak to Joe a little later on tonight. So it's a great start from the leader of this Pirates club. Nice play.
Good clean pickup by Joe Harvey at second base there. I don't recall often seeing Joe Harvey play second base.
Well, I don't doubt he can do it all. The great man. I've seen him pitch, seen him play first, seen him play at shortstop. So, yeah, middle infield might be a second home for him. We'll wait and see throughout the course of the night as Liam Lucas comes to the plate.
I see Brett Atkinson here really playing those edges and using his movement to his advantage here.
There's Atkinson on display there. That's Brett Atkinson with a different pitch. It came down a little harder and it dipped right at the end as well. So he's got that dipper that you were talking about. He's got all the tricks. Just mixes it up there. That one coming in a little slower and a little higher. Yeah, so the first of 2 games. So Hills Heat play the Glenelg Rebels tonight for the Premier League. Gets a piece of this one. It's out to Johnson at centre field. Gets underneath it and takes a great catch. He's learned everything he knows about softball from his mum, Marnie. Sitting to my right. And that's the second out.
Yeah, 2 down, very, very even game thus far. Good tight field by the Pirates, which is always to be expected from these guys.
Here's Angus Wilson. Now, this kid has just come into the sport. He's in his 2nd season. No one knew who he was last year, and he was just tearing it up, thinking, oh, yeah, you know, this guy's got a fluke. But 2nd year, he played state championships. He made the all-tournament team, as did you, Sam.
Thank you.
Good to be recognised, I'm sure. But this kid just has got an uncanny knack of getting his hands to the ball, drives it hard and flat. Let's see if I put the mockers on him here. Watching that one for a ball. Good kid as well. You know what? Like he just listens. He's like a sponge, and he's a good kid to talk to as well.
It's been good across the whole Hills competition recently. There's an awful lot of younger players coming up and really hitting their straps in the Division 1.
Well, there's our first base runner of the night, Angus Wilson, with a base on balls. Probably the last person you want to see come up to bat with a runner on base is this man here, Jared Farrell.
Yes, famous around the hills for just about making Little Hampton Road when he gets onto one.
Well, he's famous around Australia and some parts of the world as well. This big man, affectionately known as Chops, the face of SA men's softball for a better part of a decade. Line drive to centre field. The throw from Johnson is to third base. So Farrell's happy with a single He advances Wilson around to third. So nice shot from Farrell. Came off like a rocket, didn't it? But picked out the fielder, so limited the damage. Johnson got it in nice and quick. We've got runners at the corners for catcher Carianis.
Yeah, just a beautifully placed hit straight up the middle. He was never not getting safe on that.
Swing on the first one. So here's the first chance of the game to score. We got Barker with runners at the corners with 2 out. That one's in there for a called strike. So Carianis behind the count early here. Atkinson really working the corners on Carianis, so the left-handed batter not affecting him. Trying to get a nibble there. Now you play for Mackie, don't you?
Yes,
Sam?
that's right, yeah.
So you've come up against these two teams a few times throughout the season already?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fouls this one off.
I mean, we unfortunately have had a couple of rainouts through this season, which has limited the amount of teams that we've seen. But it's a very different competition this season. A lot of teams, different lineups. As I said, lots of young guns coming up and showing what they can do. So
Farrell takes off on the pitch. It's popped up to left field. That's Darryl Elliott.
Darryl Elliott, yes,
taking the catch and the third out, denying the Red Sox here in the bottom of the first. So the Pirates get out of a bit of a jam there, and at the end of the first, it's 0-0. So where do these two teams sit on the ladder, Sam?
So Red Sox is currently sitting top by a reasonably significant margin. They're sitting on 15 points at the moment. I believe their only loss this season was in round 1. They are followed by Macclesfield, Harndorf sitting at 3, and the Pirates are sitting bottom. But I don't really think that's indicative of the way the Pirates have been playing this season. As I said, we've had a couple of rainouts, and I know for a fact that one of the Pirates' losses against us was only by the barest of margins. They've really pulled out all the stops this season, and they are just going from strength to strength every season. So I think this game really could go either way.
So around the mark, the Pirates, whereas the Red Sox are sitting top where they've been firmly placed probably for, probably for as long as Jared's been pitching for them, really, haven't they? It's
just about, yeah. I mean, they are the team to beat. They are the reigning premiers. I think if memory serves, they've maybe missed 2 out of the last 10 Division 1 premierships, and they've played in every single one in that time.
Wasn't the mighty Harndorf the last team to knock them off in a premiership, was it?
Funnily enough, I think you're right about that, actually.
I know a couple of guys playing in that game. As we are about to get underway in the top of the second, this is Hayden Johnson. Hit a monster home run at state championships just a couple of weekends ago. So, as you mentioned, Sam, these players are in red-hot form. Checks that one. Farrell couldn't get the outside edge. We've got a sponsor here tonight, Sam, or is it all about the CFS Foundation?
I mean, look, the CFS Foundation is our priority tonight. We're here to support them, to raise money for them, but we are here playing on all decked out field, the major sponsor of the Hills Softball Association.
Well, Johnson swings at that one. All right, if we see a replay on the screen, or as we'll do it in a moment, we'll tell you who's umpiring the game. We'll do it thanks to all decked out. What do you reckon?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Change up from Farrell, just
that was
the knees. You saw the knees buckle in Johnson, and he just watched that one through for a strikeout. So 4 batters, 4 strikeouts. We might see a bit of a theme from Farrell throughout the night when it comes to strikeouts, but this one's going to be a tough out here. Cooper Goodman, one of the stronger batters in the state.
Absolutely, this is a real battle of the Titans here. Cooper Goodman, I believe. Not this year, but the prior 2 years, the home run derby champion down at Senior State Championships.
Beaten by one of your teammates.
Yes, young Axel Westonchapel took the crown this year.
Strike called on Goodman.
But yeah, very, very big batter. Has hit some of the largest home runs I've ever seen.
Swing and a miss on that one, and he'll go behind on the count. Carianis just having a little bit of trouble getting a handle on that one, but no damage with no runners on. One out here in the top of the second. Swing and a miss, so 5 consecutive now for the big man. There he is on screen. Chops Farrell. And here's Pete Atkinson. These two were teammates at Harndorf a long, long time ago.
So one of the joys of playing in the Adelaide Hills is that there are very few people that haven't played on a team
together.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it be, you know, here locally or down at senior state champs, everybody knows everybody. Jared Farrell actually started his softball career at Macclesfield many years ago.
6 batters, 6 strikeouts, Sam. I'm going to run out of blue ink tonight, I think.
I can always lend you my 4-pen, mate.
It's yours, is it?
No, it's not. No,
I lent it to you.
Yeah, that's right. It's got your chew marks on it, I remember
It does,
now.
yeah. If anyone's listening at home, that's how nice a guy I am. Yeah, so thanks to All Decked Out. Let's tell you who the umpires are. And Brandon, if you wouldn't mind getting a tight shot on the umpires' shirts. They're magnificent. The CFS logo emblazoned on the chest of the umpires, and behind the plate is Damien Macaulay, highest level umpire in the state. First base is Kevin Tannenbring, one of the nicest umpires you'll ever meet. And then Mike Bendel is over at third base. So you've got 3 true gentlemen of the game officiating tonight. Damien's doing his best to hide the CFS logo. There it is, there, just on the chest. We can't get a shot, Brandon. Sorry, Sam?
No, I was just going to say very, very good of you know, these umpires coming down from town once again. You know, pulling out all the stops. They've got the CFS gear. It's just good to see everybody around really showing their support for this this really important foundation.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get that the link and we'll pin it to the comments of this post. So very special thanks to you all for supporting.
Yeah, we certainly once that link goes up, encourage everybody out there watching to donate what you can. I mean, I'm not sure whether you can see on the screens, we've got the CFS trucks out here tonight. We've got guys out in CFS uniforms, and it's just a really fantastic cause. Well,
this is Dan Peterson coming up to bat. I can tell you that the night's not just about the softball. There is something for the kids as well. So if you are local and watching, Peterson gets a great piece of this one, drives it out to the center right alley. He turns 2, he heads for 3, and we've got a stand-up triple to start off the second inning for Mount Barker.
Yeah, that was a beautifully placed hit, straight between the fielders there, and Dan Peterson very quick around the bases.
All decked out replay here, just drives it into that alley, and it's going to be extra bases all night long as one bouncing into the fence. He gets a great piece of it. Here's Riley Lucas, youngest of 3 brothers in the Lucas family. Good to see him back playing the sport after a couple of years off.
Absolutely, Red Sox none down. With Dan Peterson in scoring position, Pirates are going to want to shut this down real quick.
Outside edge for Beretta, they call him. Brett Atkinson. Piece of the ball in the gap, out to left field. A great shot there from Lucas. And that's the first run of the ball game, an RBI scoring Dan Peterson.
That's once again just good, safe, clean hitting straight between the fielders there.
Yeah, didn't try to overdo it either, did he? He met the ball, found the gap in between Goodman and Butler. So great start. Here's Andrew Storr. Now, I mentioned when we went around the diamond, I didn't know much about Andrew. So what can you tell me about this guy?
Look, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know a great deal about him myself. But I mean, the fact that he's found himself in the Red Sox Division 1 lineup means that he's definitely something special. So see what he can do with the bat.
Ground ball to 2. Harvey goes for the lead runner and forces the out. So there's one out. Lucas retired on the fielder's choice. And Storr will go over to first. There's the all decked out replay. Great hands from Mitch Butler. Nearly getting the double play. Good play from Joe Harvey as well. Here's Joe Fabian. Fielder's choice to 4 there on the play for those scoring at home. And 4 to 6 for the first out. Well, Sam, we've got a very, very special guest joining us here all the way from the United States of America. And she's also the star pitcher for the Hills Heat team. So welcome to the broadcast. And I'm stalling because I'm having the worst memory of my life at the moment. And I'm so sorry. Do not go away right now. I'm killing myself here because I want to get the name that you go by. Tyler. No. Fuck. Oh.
Hey now. Hey now.
Ah.
Hey
How am I
now.
going, Brandon?
I was really worried I was going to be the first one to do that.
Jeez.
Two down and
Don't
we're back
worry,
to...
I've got it here. Christine Kisner is joining us, and she goes by the name of Noah. That's where I was tongue-tying myself, so my apologies. I've only spoken to you half a dozen times.
Yeah.
And my apologies as well. I am a massive fan. You have pitched the house down all season long for the Hills Heat, so thank you for joining us here on a big night for the Hills Heat, CFS night.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me on here. It's really awesome to be out here and to do this little game night out here.
Well, it's not the first time that the Hills Heat have played a home game, but it's the first time you're going to be a part of it. First home game that you've played. So what do you know the Diamond? Do you come up here and train fairly often with the team, or is this the first time you've seen the Diamonds as well?
No, I threw on here on a practice, and we've been here a couple times doing some camps and stuff like that. So
Line drive from Moyle. That's going to move the runner around. So runners at the corners.
Ooh.
As this one gets away, Moyle's going to be able to take an extra base on the wild throw. So runners at 2 and 3. Sorry, Noah, keep going.
Okay, yeah, so basically got to throw on the mat a little bit to get a feel of it, which is pretty good, I guess. So, and getting used to we did a little bit of field maintenance on here.
Just on a working bee?
Yeah, just making sure that like the dirt areas that are around here are manicured a little bit and that it is level, so nothing funky really happens with this grass infield.
Yep. Well, it looks great. I've seen it over the last couple of years, so all decked out. Look like they've done a great job. As ground ball is just found the edge of the glove from Cooper Goodman, but Mitch Butler's there to back up and make the throw in time to retire the side before the third base player, it's Andrew Storr, scores. So only the one for the Red Sox in that inning. And, well, the Red Sox really went to work quickly on that one, didn't it? Because it was non-stop action all the way through.
No, absolutely. They picked their spots beautifully. They were hitting through the field there. I mean, there was, as the Pirates side there, there's really nothing you can do to defend against that when they're picking the gaps out like that. You've just got to come back out to bat and hopefully make that run back.
Noah, this is the CFS round, and on the screen now you can see some of the pictures of the amazing work that the CFS does, the Country Fire Surfers. They are all volunteers as well. Do you have something similar back home?
Yeah, we do have something similar back at home. It's actually quite crazy to be able to contribute back into this because we heard so much about the fires back at home in Australia. Especially like when COVID was happening and stuff. So it's actually really nice to be here firsthand to give back. But yeah, we do have something like this back at home, especially like in Texas. One of the families that took me in, the dad was a volunteer firefighter. And, you know, for being out in Texas, sometimes you don't get help for like miles and miles away. So it's really good to have these volunteer firefighters out and about, especially for the smaller towns.
Tell me, Sam, have you done any volunteer firefighting yourself?
No, I personally can't say that I have. Sort of much to my shame a little bit. I've always lived in small country towns, and it's always something I've sort of considered. But you know, between work and softball commitments and everything else, it's not something I've done.
No shame intended. It's just when you are part of a small community, I'm sure you've given back in other ways. Here's Nick Sexton. The leadoff batter for that inning was Daryl Elliott, and he also went down swinging. So 7 strikeouts from 7 batters faced at the moment. Not bad from the big guy. Have you seen Jared pitch before?
That's pretty darn good. No, I have not.
He's not bad.
Yeah, he goes all right.
He's okay. Swing and a mix for Nick Sexton.
There's that nasty change up again.
Yeah, has played for Australia. Went to the 2017 World Championships where Australia won a silver medal. Ball low and outside. Good hold from Nick Sexton. And Australia are actually current world champions in men's fast pitch softball as well. So in December in New Zealand.
His name is Darren or Daryl? Darren. I believe it's Darren. He was the one who actually told me about that, and it's crazy to see how small men's softball is in Australia. That wasn't really announced, because out in Europe it's a big thing too, men's softball. So, I mean, this is my first time really getting to see a men's fast pitch game.
Yeah, I'd say that men's softball is a bit of a sleeping giant in Australia because of the talent that we have across the country. But, you know, in the small pockets where men's softball's played in South Australia, we have some absolute stars of the game. Harry May will be watching from Hawaii tonight. He normally plays in this competition as well. And the Brother Association, I guess you could say, in South Australia, NAM, so they'll be playing their games tonight. Actually, they've got their 40th anniversary celebrations this Sunday. I know the Hills turned 50 last year as well, so strikeout. 9 batters faced, 9 strikeouts. Are we going to see a performance like that from you tonight? No pressure.
Well, hopefully I keep a roll going. I did pretty good Wednesday night, so.
Yeah,
we'll
Wednesday night, the Hills. There's a shot of the Little Hampton rig. What do they call it? They call it a unit? A CFS truck or an MFS truck called a unit, I think. So
Unit sounds right.
Not bad. You're going to say add something to that? No, all good.
No,
You're pointing it out there. It's out at left field, right by the barbecue. So plenty happening tonight. I was actually going to mention that before I got the tap on the shoulder when you come along. There's a kids race around the diamond at 7:45. So in between the 2 games that we're broadcasting, the second one being the Hills Heat versus the Glenelg Rebels for Premier League points. It was a 0-0 draw last year. Were you told about that?
No,
last year,
I was
the Hills
not told
Heat,
about that.
Hills Heat versus Glenelg Rebels. It was a 0-0 draw in a. It was an epic, actually.
Wow.
They got through all 7 innings, which is tough to do in a 90-minute game of softball.
Yeah.
But there's also a barbecue gold coin donation on entry as well. Barbecue and bar facilities available, and we've got the link. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send Brandon. I'm going to send you the link, mate, and I'm going to ask you to pin it to this post because it's a GoFundMe page for the Hills Softball Association supporting CFS round. Another hit for Mount Barker. It's that man that I mentioned before,
Angus
Gus Wilson, and he leads this innings off with a triple, very similar to what Dan Peterson did last inning for the Red Sox.
Yeah, look, he's put himself straight into scoring position here, and once again with the big man up to bat, puts Pirates on a bit of a back foot here. Let's see what Brad Atkinson Beretta can do here.
Well, Wilson's had a good night already, a walk and a triple. Here's Farrell. Now, if Lee Hull was sitting in a chair next to me, he'd be suggesting to put him on, and that's the reason why. A hard line drive shot out to Daryl Elliott, who takes a terrific catch, but it's enough for the Red Sox. An RBI from Jared Farrell, sacrifice fly to left field.
Yeah, that's a good catch by Daryl Elliott there. He didn't manage to quite pick the gap on that one, Farrell, but as you say, scored the run.
Let's have a look on the all decked out replay. You could see him going hard for the ball, breaking to his left and having to slide to take that catch. It was a line drive as well. It had a bit of curve on it because it was a high pitch. Farrell got the hands to it and added a bit of topspin to it. Here's Riley Carianis. The bases are empty. There's 1 out and 1 run scored in this inning. Gets a piece of this. It goes deep out to centre field. It might get the journey. It's hit the fence on the fall and got it. I saw the ricochet. It may have hit something behind the fence is what put me off there. Sun blaring in my eye. Riley Carianis. A solo home run to extend the lead out to 3.
That's a big hit. I'm struggling to see what that hit out there. I actually thought it had come off the bottom of the fence.
Just as I thought as well. Here's a look at the all decked out replay. Hayden Johnson knew it was gone. And Carianis just puts an exclamation mark on this inning.
That's a very, very good hit by Carianis.
Home run. That's the first of the game. And if you had, well, maybe a small little bet on that, you probably wouldn't have thought it would be Carianis, but he's just proven that his game's jumped to another level, hasn't it?
Absolutely. You know, Carianis has always been a good safe hitter, but I can't personally say I've ever seen him put one over the back fence on this diamond before. So,
well, it's a
congratulations to him.
Yeah, it's a huge diamond. It's 250 fences. Now at West Beach, where you play for the Heat, ground ball to third. Goodman gets a nice second bounce and fires it across to his brother for the second out. So the dangerous Peterson retired. Here's a look at the all decked out replay. Yeah, the fences at West Beach, Noah, are 229.5 feet. We say 230 just to round it out.
Yeah.
But here they are 250 and the fences are 8-foot fences. So, yeah, it takes a lot to get the journey.
Yeah.
And it was only at the beginning of last year that we went up to 8-foot fences too. We only had the little short, I think maybe 4-foot fences up until then. It certainly made home runs far less frequent in hills.
Nice piece of the ball from Riley Lucas, but a good catch taken from Hayden Johnson for the third out. So, big inning for the Hills. They scored 2 off a triple, a sacrifice fly, a home run, and then bang, bang, within a couple of pitches, the inning is over. Well, again, there's the CFS Foundation on screen. I'm going to let you guys talk about it because I keep promising to get that link posted. So, Sam, meet Noah. Noah, meet Sam.
Hi, Noah. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, look, the CFS Foundation here, I'm not entirely sure where these pictures are from, but to me it looks like the Kangaroo Island fires we had early in 2020, and I know that a couple of our members from here in the hills were sent over to Kangaroo Island to help fight those fires. It was during the season, and it was an absolutely horrendous time to be living in South Australia, and I think particularly a lot of guys on the Pirate side have ties to the CFS, and I think this game for their CFS Foundation means an awful lot to them. They've really pulled out the stops. They've got a huge amount of guys sitting on their bench there, getting behind it, lots of supporters on the sidelines. It's a really good thing to see. And obviously, as I mentioned before, the Redsox pulled it all out and got the special jerseys and everything made up. So it's just a great thing to be a part of, and to see everybody sort of all coming together for a great cause. And back to the top here for the NFA Pirates, Joe Harvey up to bat.
That's actually a great story. NFA Pirates, for those that don't know, you'd normally have got a town or a city linked to the team's nickname. So like Mount Barker have got the Redsox and the Hills have got the Heat. Well, the Pirates are NFA. It stands for no fixed address. I love it. I think it's very creative.
Nice.
Now, I can see Tyler Aslan's just hovering around. Are you going to come and join us in a moment, or you'd love to? All right.
Yep.
Well, Noah, thank you so much for joining us. I know you've got a big game to go and prepare for, so you can go and do that.
Yeah.
Do you want to shout out quickly to anyone watching at home?
Probably just my parents and my friends. Just give them a quick hello.
Beautiful.
Enjoy the game.
All right, there she is. Star pitcher for the Hills Heat, Noah Kissner. So thank you for joining us. That's one of just few special guests we're going to have throughout the night. So very special thanks to Hills Softball for putting on this night for us all as well. It was an honour to be asked and a privilege to be calling the action here between the Redsox and the Pirates. And then later on, Steph Trzynski will join us for the call between the Heat and the Rebels. Well, Tyler, thanks for joining us. This is also your first opportunity to see some men's softball. You've only been in Australia for a couple of weeks, right?
Yes, I've only been here for about 10, 11 days, and one of my first games, actually, when I was picked up from the airport, was a men's softball game, which was super fun to see. It's not as popular in the U.S., and so it's cool to see women playing baseball and men playing softball as well.
Yeah, absolutely. In the US, they've got the pro leagues, the ISCs, and there's a bunch of tournaments that happen all throughout. A lot of Canadian teams as well, Central American teams. They like to bring the players overseas. So Jared, your man there on screen, number 22, has played for a couple of teams over there as well. I had a Trundle 1 year too. So you'd probably be surprised how popular it actually is over there in your home country. So we saw our man, Joe Harvey, got himself onto first base from a base on balls.
Yeah, base on balls there for Joe Harvey. I think that's the first base runner for the Pirates this game. So still very quick around the bases is Joe Harvey. So carry on us. And there we go. Any opportunity, and Joe Harvey will always move his way around real fast. The self-proclaimed fastest man in the hills.
I love that. Joe's a character. He's the man that got the Pirates Club started from humble beginnings. It was just a group of mates who got themselves a softball team, put a uniform on themselves, and now they've grown into a couple of female teams. They've got a few men's teams, and now one of the most family-friendly clubs in the association, right?
They're one of the real sort of success stories in the hills recently. I believe they've just celebrated their 10-year anniversary as a club. As you say, they started out as a single Division 2 men's side. But yeah, through a lot of hard work by guys like Joe Harvey, Darryl Elliott, they've just grown and grown and grown, gotten the Div 1 men, going, and now C grade and B grade women's sides. Both of whom I believe are sitting at the top of the ladder in their respective grades in the C and B grades. So they're doing very well for themselves, the Pirates.
Having some success on and off the diamond. Well, we saw a strikeout. Here's Harvey. He's pretty quick, isn't he? He moves pretty good. You know what looks so quick when he runs is that flowing hair in the back. Just.
No, it's awesome. I admire how he's able to keep it down. I don't know how I would keep it out of my face if I had let my hair down like that. That's awesome.
Strikeout swinging. So Farrell and Mount Barker have thrown 12 batters, 11 outs, 11 of them strikeouts. So not a bad start here from Farrell.
Very good, but with Johnson up again, he'd be my pick for the Pirate to put one over the back fence tonight, I think. With Joe Harvey in scoring position.
Yeah, if there's a time to do it, it's now with a runner on 3 and 2 out. Top of the 4th, so we're flying through the game. Low for a ball.
Absolutely. When you have a runner in scoring position and you have the chance to advance that run, that's something that you need to jump on, even when you have 2 outs. So let's see if he can make something happen right now.
Now, Tyler, you played in the state championships last weekend. How was that experience for you?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It reminded me of travel ball. With collegiate, we play full 7 innings and it'll be no more than 2 games in a day. But with the championships, between the 2 days, we got to play 6 games. And so I moved around the field from catcher to third to first base, and it was so much fun to be with my team and really hit the ground running. I wasn't able to be here before January because I had to finish my last semester of undergraduate. And so it was a really, really fun experience to come, basically jump off a plane, play 1 A-grade game, and then straight into the championship. But it was cool to see just the team, the chemistry that we have. We even had comments from other teams when I was running the bases, and they're like, I wish I was on your team because they're having so much fun in the dugout.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the keys to our success, on top of the team's ability. And of course, Noah pitching, our batters in the lineup. Like, it was just such a fun experience to start off my career in Australia.
Yeah, thanks for that, Tyler. A lot to unpack from that. So we might just nibble away at it. You played for the Hills Association because you're playing for the Hills Heat. So that must have been a privilege. They had 5, we were just talking about before, we had 5 men's teams at the men's state championship the week before, which is probably one of the games that you saw, I'm guessing. But
Yep.
yeah, to be part of that Hills culture, it's a nice welcome for you, really. And then you got to come out and you got to play in the Premier League. And playing for points tonight against the Glenelg Rebels, so it's a big game, the CFS round as well. So your collegiate experience might actually help you get to the occasion as well, because it's a big deal, isn't it, tonight?
Yeah, no, look, absolutely. You know, these live broadcasts, as you say, I think this is maybe our third one that we've done here up in the hills. They get a lot of the locals out, a lot of people coming from downtown to come and watch, and they are viewed like quite extensively, and not just in South Australia, but sort of all over the country. People tune in to watch these games. We get, you know, the beautiful Adelaide Hills and the amazing work by Spacequake to film it all. It's you know, this is a good game to win. This is a good game to put the best you have on display.
Oh, absolutely. Pressure is a privilege, and you can feel that, I think, sometimes with our collegiate games, because different schools will come out, you get on the bus, everyone walks out, and no matter what stage you're on, it's always that...
Long ball out to right field, gets over the head of Sexton. This is Storr, who reaches second, decides not to take that extra base, so lead off yet again for the third consecutive inning, extra base hit.
Yeah, he's having a very good game. Is Storr. It's now Joe Fabian again.
Yeah, he's got the job to move the runner around. And first pitch swinging.
Nice.
Hard line drive also out to right field.
Storr's coming home.
Yeah, Storr turns 3 and scores. And Joe Fabian with an RBI single out to the right side. Well, it's non-stop action here. I want to get back to your story and your contribution. Let's have a look at the all decked out replay. That's the RBI shot. Doesn't the diamond look amazing? Great footage and vision thanks to Spacequake Sports. Back to the top of the order and Luke Moyle. Go on, Tyler. Keep going.
Oh, yeah, thank you. But we can definitely feel the pressure a little bit more tonight in the best way possible, because it's more visible with the camera crews and the fire trucks. But anytime that you hit the field, it's always a stage, and it's our job to perform and to execute on the field. But there's definitely an intangible sense of electricity tonight, and so I'm super excited to play.
Well, yeah, and your timing was a little unfortunate. This one's popped up into foul territory. The Pirates players scrambling to get there, but it lands safely for Moyle. He'll live again. Yeah, he just missed the Stars versus Stars and Stripes game.
I know. I
Did you see
saw it
that?
on social media, and I was so sad that I had missed it. I have caught up with quite a few of the imports, though, since I've been out here, and there's a really good group of players. But I was so disappointed that I missed that. But, you know, there's always next year.
Well, we love having the visitors, so you'll always be welcome. Pop up to Joe Harvey at 2 for the first out. So the Pirates just need to get a couple more lucky ones like that to get out of here. They don't want to give up too many more runs, because chasing 1 against Farrell's hard enough, but now they're chasing 4 in the 4th when Liam Lucas back up to bat. Again, first pitch swinging. Single up the middle. Joe Fabian's pretty quick, but it looked like he just slipped a little turning 2. He will score, awkwardly sliding into home, so he'll want to look back at that one on the replay. It looks like he's okay as Liam Lucas stands up at 2. How good are you at sliding, Tyler? We're going to see you in action tonight.
You know, I hope so. I think that would be really fun.
So a single out to centre field and an RBI scoring.
Shout
Fabian,
out to,
let's have a look again on the all decked out replay. Just changes his mind, and it looked like that he tried to slide with his cleats on top of the plate rather than side on. First pitch swinging again. This is Gus Wilson, and not giving us a chance to have a chat. You're going to give a shout out?
Oh, shout out for this live stream. Shout out to my parents back home in California. I think my mom's actually staying up late tonight to watch the live stream, even though it'll be like 3 or 4 a.m. in California. And shout out to my old team at St. Edward's University. They're actually in Houston right now for their first games of the season. So
yeah, that's right. The collegiate system season gets underway right this weekend.
Yep, this weekend. Yep, opening weekend, and a lot of people have. A lot of teams have had some scrimmages beforehand, but I think this is the first weekend where games start live.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have East Texas Baptist come out and visit us, and they played in the under-23 Women's National Championship just prior to Christmas, and they were the nicest people you'll meet. They are so genuine and friendly, and they spoke to you, and they called you sir, and it was nice to have a little bit of respect around the place.
Oh, absolutely. I went to school in Austin, Texas, and that level of just respect and hospitality is definitely something that Texans take pride in, and I got to enjoy while I was out there studying.
Yeah, Noah went to university in Texas as well. Is that right?
I think that she finished her career in Arkansas, so pretty
okay.
close to me. Yep.
East of Texas. Well, this is Angus Wilson. He's fouled a couple off. He's seen a couple of pitches. He's had a walk and a triple so far tonight, but the Pirates desperately after their second out of the inning.
They really need to do something to stop the bleeding here, and once again
smashes this into the alley.
Nice hit.
Great shot from Wilson.
Get three.
Yeah, they just keep picking those gaps. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the yellow and black stands out too much against the green, but they're not hitting it anywhere near those Pirates fielders. Not even giving them a chance to sort of stop them in their tracks here.
Second triple of the game for Wilson, and there's another look on the all decked out replay. These guys are just playing at a frenetic pace, not giving us a chance to get into a conversation or complete what we're saying, or even pin that CFS Foundation to this post. So I'm going to get there. I will do it. This one gets away. Wilson, there gets a bad bounce. Well, it was a great bounce for Atkinson, the catcher, just off the bottom of the back net. And
yeah, very quick on his feet there. He wasted absolutely no time getting back and making that tag out, and that's the out that the Pirates really needed here.
Here's a look on the replay, and yeah, bang bang play there for Macaulay. Gets it right, but when you're 6-0 up and the big man Jared Farrell's up to bat, you're on third base, you're probably letting him hit you in, because when he hits and they stay hit. We saw him with a sacrifice fly already tonight and a single to centre field. That was a line drive. Normally, he's also pretty picky with his pitches as well. Like he can read the pitch out of the glove as well, or out of the pitcher's hand. Picks up the cues as a pitcher himself. He knows what pitch is coming when he sees the grip come out of the glove as well. You've been paying that much attention when you go up to bat, Tyler?
No, absolutely, and I think that benefits me as a hitter, being a catcher, being used to watching the pitch out of the hand, knowing exactly what the spins look like, because I spend so much time with my pitchers, and so I definitely think that gives me an advantage as a hitter.
Second fly ball out to left field. Must have miscounted. Oh, the out at the plate, of course it was. It was the 2-1 at the plate for Angus Wilson, and on the all decked out replay as the wind just picks up a little. There's Darryl Elliott just going down to one knee for a little bit of extra show. No doubt he'll clip that and put it on his own highlight reel later on. Well, guys, again, I'm going to let you two chat so I can get this link put up on the live stream. Someone's probably already done it, probably beaten me to it. So
what was the game the first men's game that you managed to watch when you got off the plane here?
You know,
sorry guys, there it is on screen right there. if you scan the QR code, you can go straight to the GoFundMe page. Thank you, producer Brandon. Someone's helping me out, and I've just cut you two off. So back to it.
No worries. The first game, I know Hills was playing, but I had just gotten off of 30 hours straight of flying, so I wasn't really completely conscious. I don't think I was kind of there, but I had slept on the plane a little bit and slept in Fiji, because I flew from LAX to Fiji, Fiji to Sydney, Sydney to Adelaide, and between each flight I had like a 4.5 to 5 hour layover. So it's kind of a hazy memory, but I do remember the Hills being on the field for that very first game.
Yeah, no, I suppose as far as reasons go for not remembering, that's about as good as they come.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, look at the Hills. I mean, seeing the Hills play down in there, I mean, they, as you probably would have heard, ended up taking out the Division 1 championship down there. So if you were going to pick a game to watch, that definitely would have been the one to see.
No, absolutely, and it was really fun to see. I knew that I was getting off the plane to go meet some of my teammates, but I didn't realize we were going to be able to watch one of the men's softball games. So it was a very nice surprise after going for 30 hours of flying, for sure.
Got Cooper Goodman at the plate here now. Once again, very dangerous batter for the NFA Pirates. Jared Farrell is really on form tonight. his pace is astounding, and as we mentioned earlier, his change-up is just disgusting. Just like that.
Yep, good call. Spoke
right.
it into existence for sure.
I'm back, guys. I've just gone on to the social medias, and I can see that someone's already beaten me to it. So it's already pinned. So you can either use the QR code or you go on to the comment that is pinned to this live stream to donate to the CFS Foundation Hills CFS round. I think there's a target. There might be a target. $500, I think, was the goal to get to tonight. So let's see if we can beat this game before we get to the main game a little later on. And Tyler, I just want to really thank you for joining us. We're going to let you go. You've got a big game to prepare for against the Glenelg Rebels. So all the very best of luck for tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me, and I'm really excited to play tonight. I'll see you out there.
Do you want to do a quick shout out to your mum who's staying up late to watch this then?
Yes, hi Mom. I love you so much. Thank you for staying up to watch our games, and hopefully we will pull out a win for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so
Thank you so much
for joining us, Tyler Aslan. Did I get that right? Yep.
Yep, that's correct.
Perfect. As the first out of the inning, Brett Atkinson goes second out of the inning. Thanks again. Aren't they a fantastic person? So bubbly, fantastic to speak to as well. Noah, as well as Tyler. Thank you for joining us from the Hills Heat team.
Yeah, just really great to have them come and join us and have some special guests in here and to hear their excitement, seeing the quality of men's softball here and the quantity of men's softball here in the Adelaide Hills is a really nice thing to hear.
Here's Daryl Elliott. 2 quick outs and he fouls that one off. Stays alive.
Daryl Elliott is one of those batters that can just pull hits out of nowhere. He is quite an intriguing batter.
What is that one for a ball? 2-2 the count here for Elliott. Which is that one on the outside edge. So there you go. There's his keen eye.
It's the third change-up he's thrown to him here. Darryl just doesn't want to get sucked into it.
Full count now. So 2 out, payoff pitch here in the top of the 5th inning. Fouls that one off to stay alive.
Putting up a good fight here is Daryl Elliott. You don't often see Jared Farrell walk more than 1 or 2 batters in a game.
Swing and a foul, stays alive.
Pirates really need to see him on base here with Dominic Sexton coming up behind. He's another one who can hit the long ball.
Swing and a miss. So Farrell, through 5 innings, has thrown to 16 batters. He's got 15 strikeouts.
That's unbelievable. But I mean, really, well, with him, it's totally believable. He is just something else when it comes to putting them down like that.
Well, Coach Robbie Lomond for the Pirates is trying to ring in a few changes here, trying to spark his team because chasing 6 runs after 5 innings is going to be tough. But you never know in this funny game of softball. If you can get one, sometimes it just opens up the floodgates.
Look, absolutely, and the Pirates are not a team that will ever give up, no matter how far they're down. They will keep their chins up, they'll keep the noise up, and it looks like, to me, they have a huge amount of depth on their bench. I think I saw something like 5 or 6 bench players. So they've got plenty of guys they can choose from and mix things up a little bit and see if it can help them out coming into this innings.
Well, one of the changes I can see is that Joe Harvey has come out of second, and that big man...
It's Pat Fraser.
Pat Fraser, yeah, and then I can see... Kingsley Elliott's come into third, so maybe Mitch Butler's come out of the game and Cooper Goodman, or Cooper Goodman might be playing still at third, and Kingsley Elliott over to short.
Yeah, Kingsley Elliott is a very good shortstop and has been a staple shortstop for the Pirates for quite some time now, so not a surprise to see him in there.
Yeah, I can see Joe and and Mitch on the bench just to my right. So, yeah, a couple of changes being made for the Hills Heat. And who's out at centre field? Is that Hayden Johnson's come out?
That's Dave Nitschke, I think, for Hayden Johnson.
All right, well, we'll make sure that we get the names right, as the Glenelg Rebels, I can see, have started to turn up. They're wearing magnificent red socks to support the CFS Foundation. First pitch swinging again. You take your eye off the play for one moment. Riley Carianis drives that ball out to centre field. And there's the all decked out replay. And saw in the comments of this broadcast, all decked out, saying they wish they could be here and loving the broadcast. Well, we're loving your support of Hills softball, all decked out. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. Here is Dan Peterson, flips it over. That's Elliott at short to Fraser at two new players to the game. Nearly turn a double, but the speed of Peterson, elite speed, nearly picked up in the AFL draft in his prime, beats out that one for a fielder's choice, but runner still aboard. There's the flip over from Elliott.
That's the second time the Pirates have tried for the double play there, and you know, very good, quick, clinical throws. But Red Sox runners just proving to be a bit too quick for them here.
Riley Lucas watches that one and throws it from the back net. Pete Atkinson won't get Dan Peterson with that elite speed that we were just talking about. And Riley Lucas back up to bat, had the first RBI of the game way back in the second inning. And there's a bit of a shadow just now over the home plate area as well, so that might make things a little more tricky. Red Sox denied in the first. They scored 1 in the second. They scored 2 in the third, and they scored 3 in the fourth. 1 out already with a runner on 2. Ended the bat. Great take. And another attempt at a double play.
That's a very good take by Pat Fraser there. Once again, another one. He's been a lock at second base for the Pirates for a great many years. A very, very capable second base.
All decked out replay. Let's have a look at this. Lucas hits it hard. Carries the journey over to Fraser, and before he can even get his balance, he's backhanded it to 2, and first pitch swinging again.
There's that gap again.
Yep, Storr from Mount Barker with his second hit of the game. It's an RBI single scoring Dan Peterson.
As you said, that lightning speed of Peterson, he made very quick work of those 2 bases, and that's 7 now for Red Sox.
Seventh run has scored, and so that is the Mercy result. Don't forget, we've got the umpires from Adelaide officiating tonight, and they're just double checking because I thought you might have just played time.
Yeah, I don't see why they'd call that Mercy game. Hearing some contention from both benches here, not seeming too happy about it, but umpire's rule is final.
Well, 7 runs is the international run rule, so just a couple of questions being asked from the dugouts, and so it'll be the Red Sox with an emphatic win in 5 innings, with Jared Farrell throwing 15 strikeouts in those 5, and the Pirates only managing to get the 1 runner aboard. So a great result for Red Sox. For the Pirates, on the other hand, a little disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're going to be very disappointed with that result. I'm sure, judging by the voices there, they would have liked to have played it out. You know, I mean, 7 runs, it's not an insurmountable lead, but that's just the way things go sometimes. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the Pirates' defence that game. Red Sox just hit the gaps. And they moved the runs around, and Pirates just couldn't get on top of Farrell. Well,
the 2 teams are going to go and shake hands, but Sam, before we wrap up the end of the first game, this is a doubleheader night tonight, brought to you by the Hills Softball Association, supporting the CFS Foundation. You can see some vision on screen there of the work they do. Just take a snapshot of the QR code there and you can donate to the GoFundMe page. And well, thanks to All Decked Out as well. We could pick player of the game as well. Is it hard to go past the 15 strikeouts, the sacrifice fly and the single for Jared Farrell, or have you got someone else in mind?
No, look, I just don't think you can go past that kind of performance. I mean, it's just kind of a given, really. Hit well, pitched incredibly.
Well, great game also to Angus Wilson, a walk and 2 triples, as well as Riley Carianis, who hit a home run and a single and did the catching for those 15 strikeouts. So pretty good performance all round from both defensively and offensively for the Red Sox, and the 2 teams just having a photo. So we'll wrap things up. There's a race around the diamond coming up. There's bar and barbecue, so come on down if you're in the local area. Come and support a great cause, and if you're watching online, don't forget to donate to the CFS Foundation. Well, thank you to Sam for joining us for the first time. I hope you enjoyed it, mate.
Oh, look, had a great time, mate. Really appreciate you taking me on board.
Thanks to producer Brandon and the team from Spacequake Sports. We'll see you at 8 p.m. for the big clash between the Hills Heat and the Glenelg Rebels.